I'm not going to the bathroom. Hi, friends. It's Courtney here. This is Ethan Brinkley, my person. We are here tonight. If you were here, you were catching the after show from the podcast on Forbidden Knowledge. So we so appreciate your love, your support. If you are tuning in and you don't know what I'm talking about, please go find Forbidden Knowledge and find our podcast. This is what is today. You're going to go find that podcast. It is on relationships, and how to have a healthy relationship with a psychic medium. And so tonight we had a really great conversation. What do you think? Was it fun? Did you like it?
Yeah, man, it was cool. Like to see all the comments and several people that I already knew on that had a lot of great things to say, which was cool. I felt like we covered the reason, the reason that we came on, which was sort of an insight as to how to have a proper relationship as a psychic medium or with a psychic medium, and how it works, which ain't that much different than anything else. So, any other relationship. So,
well, what's interesting was as you stepped away for a moment, I kind of went through some of those comments. Guys, if you've got questions or if you've got something to share, we would love for you to ask your questions here in the comments if you're here with us tonight. There was somebody by the name of Michelle who was, her question, I don't know if you saw it, but she said she had a friend that was a psychic medium, and it was so annoying because she was constantly getting messages from spirit or from the universe. And she said, I love her, but it was just, sometimes it can be super annoying. I don't do that in my relationships. Again, just like with you, babe, I am in my bubble. I mean, if somebody asks, even my friends would more so book an appointment than for me to start receiving information for them. I believe that we are here on earth to be in our soul process, and we can pick up on information, but it's not always just for the person standing next to us or whatever. Very often that information is for us as well.
Yeah, well, I think that you mentioned your friends, and I think that there are times when some friends, not the same ones all in particular, but some friends definitely maybe want to gig you for free session in the form of conversation between friends. You know what I mean? They start to ask all the questions, and there's a difference there, obviously. If you have a friend with a problem and you're on the phone with that friend consoling them or giving them advice, it's a natural thing that everybody does. But I think that I've felt that there's been times
that happens. But they would have to ask.
That you're getting leaned on a little bit. Yeah. Because of your intuitive ability.
But it's not me just tuning into the universe and letting me tell them about them without them asking or anything. There's a very few that would do that. Now, I do have those conversations, I'm sure, with those that are really close to me. But it's only typically if they're like, what do you think about that? But it's rare because I don't feel like anybody abuses it necessarily with me.
No, I wouldn't call it abuse, man. Yeah. And I want to think that psychic, each different psychic is a different person.
Who's the camera?
Okay. Yeah. Each different psychic is obviously a different person, and they go about things differently, just like anybody else does. So maybe some people are too susceptible to wanting to be tuned in at times that it's unnecessary.
Maybe. Yeah. Oh, you mean for the psychic or the person who's intuitive? I just feel like if you're tuned in, and again, guys, just my opinion, if you are tuning in to all of this all the time, are we really grounded? Are we really in mind, body, spirit, you know what I mean? And so very often, I mean, I'm connected to my guides and angels at all times, but very often that does not mean that I'm going to constantly get information for everybody else around me. I think if our boundaries, what I would say, if our boundaries are correct or if our boundaries are good. Now there might be somebody else that says no, that's limiting, or you're pushing it out when maybe you should be receiving more information. I personally don't feel that way. I think that it makes me a really grounded person for my children, a really grounded person for my neighbors, for whatever. It helps me have a little bit of balance with the gift, if that makes sense.
I think that you should have that balance, man. I mean, you don't want to just be Courtney the psychic.
Yeah.
You want to be Courtney. The
mom,
mom,
the partner,
the partner, and the sister, and the regular person. I don't want to be Ethan the truck driver,
right,
unless I'm on the clock driving a freaking truck.
Right.
There's way more to my personality than my ability to drive.
Mm-hmm.
And so what's the difference?
Yeah. No, I mean, you saw me last night when I was done working. I was like, I didn't want to talk anymore because there was, when you're doing this work, I'm talking all from 9 a.m. till, what was it last night, 9:30 p.m. And so, hi, Teeters, we see you there, my friend.
I've never met her. She's always on and super supportive. How's it going?
We love Jennifer. So Jennifer, I've known, we're going to give tidbit of information here, since I was probably 21. And we all worked together at TGI Fridays. And so we had the flare back when the flare was cool, and the striped shirts and the black little skirts. Oh yeah, it was lots of fun. Lots of fun. Lots of fun, good stories, and lots of good fun stories that we probably shouldn't be sharing. But, as we're young, we learn through those things, lots of beautiful lessons. What's cool is, besides all of that stuff, is that we find ourselves again as we get older and we heal too. So that's a really cool thing too. But it is interesting, back to even friendships or relationships. Yeah, we talked about it on the podcast tonight, that, we want those closest to us to be also our safe space. I don't want to feel like I'm the basis of all of the information, all of the, whatever.
Well, how could it be equal if you're the only one with any knowledge?
You are the answers.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would suck.
Yeah.
Obviously, you want to be on a.
Sean says 30 pieces of flare minimum. It wasn't 30, Jennifer. You have to tell me, because I think that there was. It's true. They would count it too. God, I wish I had my suspenders. That would be so cute. I wish they had the cutest things. It's so cute. But yeah, no, you're right. Yeah.
I mean, if you want to have a functional relationship, you should have somebody that can meet you on a spiritual and mental and emotional level. Otherwise, I mean, I guess maybe some people want to be in full control all the time.
But that's the key word. That's what that is.
Yeah.
That's what that is. It's not, there's no balance. It's, let me tell you about you, or let me tell you about us. Let me tell you about everything that's going on. That, I would see that as control.
Right.
Ew.
Looks like Teeters can loan you a pair of suspenders.
So Jennifer and Deanna, you two are part of the beautiful VIP Inner Circle.
Yeah. That's great.
And so, yes, and John, we love you too. All of you here tonight, we love you guys. So Jennifer, I'm going to ask you, I want you to pull them out sometime and wear them in the VIP Inner Circle. That would be so much fun. If you are watching this and you are in the VIP Inner Circle, I'm actually going to go into our group on Facebook tonight after we're done, and let you all know that we're going to more than likely have to postpone this next week. Not more than likely. I was going to have possibly somebody come on and do like a impromptu guest host, but I don't know that that's going to actually work. We might end up having to postpone and reschedule Thursday's VIP. I will be in Costa Rica. So Wi-Fi might not be the best and the timing I don't think is going to work. Technically I could probably do it early, but we'll see. Anyway, John says, I have some flair somewhere.
Of course he does.
Of course. I love it. Well, guys, thank you so much. Thank you for being here and following us back over here on the after show. I don't know that we're going to go much longer. Do you have anything else to say as far as this topic? And as you say that, I have to go open that door because it's getting really hot in here. It is. It is. So do you have anything else to share?
Hold it down.
Hold it down.
So I think that tonight's podcast was pretty important for Courtney personally as she becomes more visible, that people want to know just the real her and not Courtney the psychic, and so questions come about relationship and this and that and the other, and I think that collectively we feel that she wants her brand to be more about obviously there's Courtney the psychic medium is always going to be the center of it all, but there's so much more to you.
Well,
that really there's so much more that that needs to come out. So I think that this was kind of a step in that direction, because people wanted to know how you can manage a relationship as a psychic without reading through them all the time, and that it's a problem for other people. And so I think our chance to get on and explain how it works for us, I think that we did that, and I think that that's also just another step in unveiling Courtney and who she is, other than the psychic.
What's interesting is, as you started to say that, I started to almost resist it, and I was like, wait, he's right, because so much of my work has been in different separate boxes, if you will. So it's been psychic medium, it's been relationship or no relationship, like kept over here. I did not always blend. I didn't blend any of it, and so I didn't blend life. These things were kept in their own little pockets. And so thank you, you're right. Even when I want to still resist it, that is actually the truth. Is I've been told for so many years, I've done this work for 18 years, and I've been told that I shouldn't blend either family, or I shouldn't blend lots of different information, whether it be relationship or whatever, into my business, to keep those things separate. But I think that, first of all, many of you clients that have been with me for so long, many of you many of you are friends through this work too, and there's no more keeping any of that separate. I feel like Deanna, you and I had a bit of that conversation last week, is that life is becoming abundant. And when I say that, it's abundantly grounded and abundantly beautiful in all forms. And what that also means that there is no hiding in any capacity any longer. It is sharing simply with, and you said the word transparency earlier. It's literally just being transparent with life. Yeah.
I think that it's important, with this podcast stuff, you get a lot more exposure. And as you get exposed to more and more people, if they don't know anything about you, then how can they really believe or trust the things that you say? It can't always all be on faith. You know what I mean? How many people do we see in the news or wherever that, if you get even a hint that they're hiding or keeping information from you, well, then you don't trust them, you lost them.
Well, how can you be getting
Or they lost
information
you.
or advice or on say with relationship if that person is having failing experiences in their own relationship? Or how can we um, give insight? And that doesn't mean that there's not a higher maybe connection of information we're connecting to at times, but how can we fully be in alignment with it if we're not fully also experiencing it in our own life? You know what I mean? And so I think that that's part of that transparency is just showing, we've cultivated even the privacy between life and all of it, and that's beautiful. We've gotten to a space to where we know what, all of this, is, even with business and work and love and care and all of that. And what is the harm in sharing the beautiful good? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
think that you have to, like I say, you have to share
Yeah.
some of your personality and different aspects to
Do
keep.
you know I've never really done that? I mean, I've done it in certain ways, but
Uh,
I think that's exactly it. That is so funny in the way that you just said that. Yeah.
well, it's like, I've been paying attention since you've been on Forbidden Knowledge, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Billy had 375,000 followers when you got on, or something like that, and they all, had him on a pedestal, which is rightfully so. The dude is super smart, man,
It's
intuitive.
wonderful. Yeah.
He's doing a lot of great things, has done a lot of great things throughout his lifetime for a lot of people, across a huge spectrum. And so it's real easy when you see all those accomplishments, and know what he's into, to um, have thought about him, um, that may not necessarily be realistic. When he got into a relationship, he took all kinds of flack, because people thought he should be with somebody different, or maybe not with somebody at all. And uh, and but what we've seen is them as a
Be
couple
embraced.
battle through that, be embraced. We've seen his viewership grow, and we've also seen him come out of his shell. He wasn't. He was in his shell. You know what I mean? And he's less in his shell now. And so it ain't all about Billy. This is about you and tonight, us. And it's because knowing the whole you, really, that transparency and stuff like that, man, keeps the expectations where they're supposed to be, man. I mean,
Well, it's real.
It's
real. That's the thing, is it just stays hold to that, to what it really is. And there was something that my friend Sandy Sue, who you guys have seen here, you've seen her, I brought her on Forbidden Knowledge as well. And I was doing something with her, and she had brought this quote, and it was as if, when looking at your life, the energy that resonates with you is it's hard to tell if you're playing or working. And when she said it, I was like, yeah, I mean, that first of all, I feel like I'm experiencing that now, but I know that that's even more of what is coming. And so, I mean, even to the effect that I've taught at retreats all over the place for, many years, but, here again, running to Costa Rica on Monday with my beautiful friend, Dr. Rose, psychologist, Dr. Rose, teaching at her retreat, doing sessions. Ethan called it, and Florida the week after, working. It's not, Ethan called it vacation. I was like, wait just a second. That's not a vacation.
Like Costa Rica's not a vacation. Come on, man.
I'm going to be working nonstop, many, many different clients, trying to get them in.
It would have been a vacation for me, but it's cool.
I would have worked and you could have been on vacation. Yeah, exactly. Next time.
I know. I'm just kidding.
I know you are. But it's one of those things where it is showing up for us in that way. And so I'm just super excited. And I think the reason it's time to also share it is to show so many of you have been along the journey as well. You've also seen, many of you, our relationship along the journey as well. And why not share that to, I believe, is an example too, to see that we can all move in that direction when we're in that really supportive, loving relationship. And not just relationship with another person, but relationship with ourselves. And because that's where it started for me.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Agreed. I
Mhm.
can't top that.
Well, guys, thank you so much for being here. I love you all. I thank you for being with me tonight, babe. This has been fun. I hope you had a good time, and we'll make him join us again for sure. When he's off, he's always working. So we both are.
I work on demand, so there's got to be a demand for it. Otherwise, I'm going to sit in the other room and watch TV.
That's right. No, he's not.
No,
He's
I'm
going
to watch the podcast from the outside.
You're going to watch the podcast. All right. Well, guys, we love you all. Thank you for being here, and I will see you all later.
Yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in.